You're watching KMNH, Kids Making the News Happen.
Hi, I'm Omer and you're watching KMNH, Kids Making the News Happen. Today is Friday, June 12th. KMNH is brought to you by Happen Inc. And special thanks to the Chameleon for sponsoring this segment.
I'm Thaddeus, and this is the KMNH news segment called It's Our Time. Our Time is a teens news report dedicated to reporting on social justice issues, as well as exploring possible solutions and speaking with experts and professionals in the fields of social justice. It's called Our Time because we know what happens today will affect us tomorrow, and it's our time for our generation to listen, learn, and have a voice. Every morning, Monday through Friday, the KMNH news team has been meeting at Happen Inc. and discussing the murder of George Floyd, racism in America, the protest, homelessness, the justice system, and the list goes on. After meeting, we decided as a group of teens that we would start a segment called It's Our Time that focuses on social justice and provides opportunities that will help you make a difference. In one of the discussions this week, we learned that one of our own KMNH team members has a family members that are downtown and experiencing homelessness. During the curfew, they had nowhere to go and were rounded up by the police and detained. They weren't a part of the protest or violence, they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time without the means to go anywhere else. They are already struggling as one of the family members was picked up while sleeping outside, arrested and detained for 2 days. We decided to contact our Northside neighbor, Jeni Jenkins, who has dedicated her life's work to helping feed the hungry. We asked Jeni to be on this segment so that we can get a perspective on how the protest, curfew, and the police force affects people experiencing homelessness. Welcome, Jeni, and thank you for being on It's Our Time.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Can you tell us what you do and a little bit about the organization that you work for?
I work at our Daily Bread Soup Kitchen and Social Center. We are Cincinnati's largest soup kitchen, and since COVID-19 started, we've been serving more people than ever before. We serve anywhere between 450 to 500 hot, home-cooked meals to people experiencing homelessness every day, Monday through Friday. But more than food, we believe that all people deserve to be treated with dignity, which is why we are also a social center. We believe in getting to know each of our guests as the unique individuals they are. Food, at root, brings us together in our humanity. We all need to eat, but food is so much more than that. It's a way to connect, to honor our backgrounds, and to share with one another.
What are your thoughts about people experiencing homelessness and being arrested during the curfew?
That's a great question. So people experiencing homelessness are always the most vulnerable. Think about it. People with homes have a place to go for privacy, a place to be safe, a place to keep their things, even a place to use the bathroom. People without homes, or the unhoused, have to do all of their living in full view of everyone. When they are told to shelter in place for a virus or go inside to obey a curfew, they literally cannot. Asking people to do things that they cannot do is at the very heart of injustice, and it is wrong. These sort of things happen because sometimes the people who make the rules don't or won't put themselves in someone else's shoes, even for a moment, to realize that they are asking is wrong. This is the very heart of privilege.
Do you have any thoughts on how the curfew could be better enforced without displaying or arresting people experiencing homelessness?
That's a hard one. I know things got chaotic when the police were enforcing the curfew. They were scared, and the people they were arresting were scared, and no one is thinking clearly or being their best selves when they are scared. But if those officers truly knew the people in their community, if they knew people experiencing homelessness as individuals, knew where they stayed, knew their names, then they would have known they had no choice than to be outside, and they would not have been arrested. It all comes from empathy, relationships, and a true curiosity to get to know the other people who live in your neighborhood.
What can teens and adults do to help people experiencing homelessness during this crisis or any time in the future?
There are a lot of great agencies that always need volunteers. That's a good start. Do your research. Try out different agencies, figure out what you're good at and what they need and how you can help. I personally use my art for advocacy. For example, this shirt. I created this shirt for our Daily Red Soup Kitchen because I wanted to make a statement and I wanted something that people would want to wear. Other people use their math skills or their words, their tech skills, or their organizing skills. But that's only a start. Once you know people experiencing homelessness, once you have their stories in your heart, you take the next step and ask, why are they experiencing homelessness? That's when the advocacy starts. Work towards a living wage, health care, affordable housing, police reform, all the big stuff. It's hard work. It can be tedious and boring sometimes, and sometimes you lose. But that is the only thing that will truly make a difference and build a United States where every man, woman, and child has a safe home of their own. My generation has been stalled out for a long time, but I truly believe that things are different now, that people are thinking and they're acting, and that your generation will be the ones to make it happen.
We thank you for all that you do, and you are an inspiration to all of us, and we thank you for being on It's Our Time.
I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to come on here and speak. Thank you for your care, your compassion, and your support. Keep up the great work.
Flags can represent a lot. Our nation, our community, our sexuality, our beliefs. That's why Sunday's Flag Day Vigil is sure to be a powerful statement. Protesters will be lining Hamilton Avenue from Northside to Mount Healthy with flags and signs in support of equal rights from 5 to 6 p.m. on Sunday. It will be a family-friendly, peaceful protest, and in order to keep it family-friendly, there are a few simple guidelines. The invitation states that you should wear black shirts, hats, clothing like morning wear, bring black umbrellas that can be used to shade yourself from the sun. Signs are welcome that express unity, confession, lament, hope, love, and pursuit of justice. Please respect physical distancing by keeping a minimum of 6 feet from one another as we line the sidewalk. Please wear masks. This event is intended to be accessible for folks who may have difficulty standing or walking. If standing is difficult, please bring a folding chair. Please avoid blocking business entrances, walkways, streets, and intersections. Please avoid littering the sidewalks. Let's leave our community better than we found it. KMNH will be reporting there, so come join us in this peaceful protest and help bring together not just one community, but many, against systematic racism and racial injustice.
Larkin, what can I do for you?
Well, first of all, thanks for letting me interview you.
Sure.
How did you come up with the idea of lining the streets with flags and signs and such?
Oh, gee, that's like a lot of inspirations. I don't know where it came from. I was at a meeting with other Democrats, and what I said is I would really like to participate in these demonstrations that are happening downtown, but I'm 76 years old, and I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder with people in those demonstrations. And I said to the people I was talking to, is there some way we could do something up here in Northside and College Hill? And Mindy Nagel, she's a friend of mine, said, well, tell me what you have in mind. And this just came off the top of my head. I said, let's just have people standing 6 feet apart, wearing masks, and signs about our unhappiness with the lack of justice for many people, and I live in a retirement community in College Hill, and so many people are wheelchair bound, and others, move slowly. And can we find some safe way for us to indicate our unhappiness with the government and sometimes the police in a way that's safe for us?
So how do you think this is going to impact the local communities?
Oh gosh, I have no idea. I to be honest with you, I don't know that I'm doing this for the impact as much as it's just important for me to be a part of, and to help other people be a part of the demonstrations that are going on, and the anger at the violence and the injustice. What happens as a result of it, I'll tell you what, it depends more on people like you. Because us older folks, we've done what we can do, and when we need you to be there in the front lines for the next 30 or 40 or 50 years.
So how many people does it take to organize something like this?
Well, 2 or 3 maybe to start. I made this suggestion to a group of 3 or 4 people, and they came back to me and said, well, what do you have in mind? And I told them what I had in mind, and they ran with it. And within 24 hours, a group of people said, let's do this on Sunday night, Flag Day, and incorporate our concern for justice with the flag. And it went out from there. There are people in churches in both College Hill and Northside that have become involved. One of the coffee houses up in College Hill sent out an email to 2,000 people. So, this started with 2 or 3 or 4 people, and now there's a whole bunch of people. Because it started with a small group of people to set the time, and then it just morphed beyond that. It just keeps growing. I was surprised to hear from you today that your group is involved. I got an email yesterday from a church in Clifton saying, oh, Tom, we want to be involved in this. So it got started within 24 or 48 hours, but it keeps growing, and I have no idea how big this is going to be. We hope that there will be people on both sides of the street, from Northside all the way up to 126 Mount Healthy, standing 6 feet apart, being quiet and peaceful.
Thank you for answering all my questions for KMNH, and thanks for helping to organize this. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Oh, please come to the event. Please wear a mask. Please stand 6 feet apart from each other, and tell your friends.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me interview you.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
The goal is to basically have people all the way 6 feet apart from each other, all the way from there up through Mount Healthy. Mm-hmm. So I have not done the math as to how many feet of space that actually is, how many people we would need to facilitate that. Mm-hmm. But I would love to see 500 people would be amazing. Mm-hmm. It's been really fun to see how people, when they see an opportunity to stand up for justice and equity, and they see it as an opportunity, people get excited and they want to share it and they want to know how they can be involved, which just gives me hope for our community. And I think that College Hill, Northside, North College Hill, Mount Healthy, this little sort of, I don't know what you want to call it, swath of the greater Cincinnati area I think that we have a lot of great opportunities here because we do have a very diverse multicultural community here. So we do have a lot of opportunities to work towards being anti-racist and for, people who are of all different backgrounds to come together and fight for what's right and take that opportunity. So I'm excited to see people not just living in a diverse community, but still just staying with their own little insulated bubble of people, but living in a diverse community and also taking advantage of that as an opportunity to grow and fight for the justice and equity that we need.
Well, thank you for letting me ask you a couple of questions for KMNH.
You're very welcome. I'm excited that you are covering this for your weekend announcements here.
Today's word of the day is consistency, spelled C-O-N-S-I-S-T-E-N-C-Y. It is defined as conformity in the application of something, typically that which is necessary for the sake of logic, accuracy, or fairness. One of our worries regarding the protests and riots is that after they're done, that's it. People will go back to their normal lives. Instead of doing that, we want you to just spend an hour a day working to make a difference. Because if everyone consistently worked to make a difference every day, we could be making extraordinary strides.
Hi, I'm Larkin, and this is KMNH News. I'm on scene with Judy, co-owner of SPUN Bicycles at Hoffner Park, where a bike repair station has just been installed. Thank you, Judy, for being on KMNH.
Thanks for having me.
So, where did the funding for this station come from?
So, there was some grant money available from the city of Cincinnati for different neighborhoods, and I went to the NBA in 2019, and I said I think this would be a good idea for our neighborhood here in Northside, and I think we should go ahead and apply for this grant, and that's what started it.
How did you find out these repair stations even existed?
Oh, I've been trying to get one in Northside for about close to 6 years.
Wow.
So yeah, they're expensive. And this neighborhood grant just happened to be available, and we went ahead with the presentation. Northside Business Association, they were all on board. Everybody voted on it, and we had to get the ball rolling. So it took a little bit of time, but it's done. So
awesome. Is this station available for use at any time?
This station is available for anyone, any time of the day. It's free. It'll be here forever, hopefully.
Can you show us how the public might use this with their bikes?
Hero Bike Fix-It Station, we ordered the complete set. So it comes with all the tools that you could need to fix your bike. And it also comes with the high pressure pump. If you have a bike repair, if you need to fix something on your bike, all you do is lift up your seat and you just set your seat there, just like that. You can also put it in like that. So whatever fits. So this way, your bike is safe. It will hang. Your tools are down here. So this is a multi-tool. It has different keys. These are all different Allen keys that you might use. You could use it to tighten up a crank bolt or tighten up a stem bolt. This is a multi-tool that a lot of cyclists carry with them already, but just in case you're in a pinch, there's one here now. So these are great. comes with a pedal wrench, which is awesome. If your pedal comes loose and you need to tighten it up, that's good. These are just little different wrenches that you might need. This is awesome. So this is a tire lever. If you get a flat and you need to change the tube, you always want to have a tire lever. This goes inside here and helps get the tire off so you can get that tube out of there. And then over here, this is a really, really, really nice pump. So it's a high pressure pump, and if you look close, you'll have to get some pictures. There's a gauge on it, so all you have to do, slap this on your tire, on the valve stem. You just lift this up, 1 or 2, get your tires pumped up. It is very, very nice. So it will do both Cresta or Schrader valve. Couple of different valve stems here. Long and skinny is the Cresta valve, and the short and fat is the Schrader valve. So it will do both.
Thank you for letting me interview you on KMNH. Special thanks to Matthew Wazinski and Studio Jungle Cat for sponsoring this segment.
I'm Tulip, and this is today's KMNH weather report. Today is sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 59. Saturday and Sunday will be in the 70s. So get your swimming suits and sunscreen ready for the great weather this weekend. Special thanks to Downbound Books for sponsoring tonight's weather report.
Money can't buy love or friendship, but it would mean the world to us if you became Happen's BFF. BFF of course stands for best friend forever, but here at Happen it also means a little something else. Business, family, and friends. All you need to do to become a BFF supporter is make a small donation. Just go to happening.org and click on the donate link. We thank all past, present, and future BFF donors.
Thanks for tuning in to KMNH, Kids Making the News Happen. KMNH is brought to you by Happen Inc. and filmed in the Happen studio in Northside on the corner of Chase and Hamilton. I'm Omer. I hope that you've enjoyed this broadcast, and I hope that you will tune in again tomorrow for more KMNH.